I mocked up this design on my iPad, and you absolutely don't need an iPad to do something like this. You could draw some sketches on paper, or you could even draw it directly onto your jacket. But I wanted to have some different embroidery in different places, a sort of symmetrical but not kind of feeling. So this is my mock-up idea, and what we're going to do is just show you how to do something like this star on the button stand. I am using a water erasable pen, and then I just have some cream coloured embroidery thread, and I've also got my hand sewing needle. You can use a ruler for something like this, but I quite like the look of a sort of freehand design. I don't want it to be completely perfect. I love the beauty of the imperfection. So we're gonna just start drawing. Now, if drawing is really difficult for you, it's not something you want to be having a go with on a jacket, then you can buy these water-soluble printable transfer papers. You can even get them pre-printed. So that might be a technique to look into. I've got my kind of idea traced out there. It's not absolutely perfect, and that is what I'm going for. I'm gonna take my embroidery thread and just pull one of the ends until I get a piece of embroidery thread that is about the same length as my forearm. I'm just holding the embroidery thread on there, and I think this will have quite a thick look if I use all 6 strands. So I'm gonna split it down to 3. And I really love the look of chain stitch on denim. So I'm actually gonna try and do a chain stitch around this. I am coming up from the back side of the fabric, and I'm just gonna start at a point here. So I'm gonna push my needle through and pull that all the way through to start off with. Now, to create a chain stitch, we essentially want to create a loop and then come through it with the next stitch. So I like to loop my fabric round and use my thumb to hold quite a large loop in place. And I'm going to come down right next to where I first went up, pull that needle through, and then until I get to a stitch about this big, but I'm not pulling it all the way through, and I'm just going to come up maybe 3 or 4 millimeters from where I first started, in the middle of that hoop. Now, as I pull this stitch through, I'm going to let that loop of thread slowly close, and then I'm going to do the same thing back into the top of this loop here.